Hey, what's up everybody? Real quick video here. I just want to show you guys something that I found today. My wife and I went shopping and I came home with this. It is a vintage Casio PT-87 that was released in 1987. It looks just like the PT-82 that came out in 1986. Differences being the PT-82 was white, different color buttons, and had a headphone jack. This one being gray, different color buttons, and no headphone jack. And it's kind of scary that after 20 plus years I still remember all that. But anyways, I used to own this keyboard back in 1987 when it first came out. But in 87 I really wasn't that young. In 1987 I was a young teeny bopper. But I had one of those relatives that when they bought me a birthday present every year, they were always like 5 or 6 years behind. And so I got this when I was a teeny bopper. And I had it for maybe a year and I gave it to somebody else. So I was very fortunate to find this thing in a thrift store today, and this thing is in absolute mint condition. There are no scratches on this thing. It looks like it just fell out of the box. And whoever owned this, I'm willing to bet it probably sat in a closet or under a bed for the last 20 plus years. And because whoever had it barely touched the thing. And usually when you find these old keyboards like this, it's very common to find these things in really bad shape. They'll usually work, but you'll find them with broken keys, you'll find them with the buttons broken, and if they have these little switches, they'll be broken off as well. And a very common thing you also find with these things are stickers that you'll find located on the keys to indicate what note you're pressing. I got lucky, found this thing, and it is just beautiful. Looks like it's brand new. What I paid for this thing is unreal. I've seen these things go for anywhere between $10, $15, and $20. I've even seen them up to $25. I paid $1 for this keyboard. With tax, $1.06. But anyways, I paid $1 for this keyboard at a thrift store. So, I mean, that's damn near impossible to find an absolute mint condition PT-87 for $1, you know? So when I saw that, even if the thing didn't work, I still would have bought it for $1. But yeah, paid $1 for this thing. And what's nice about these, as some of you probably remember, is they had these ROM cards, and these ROM cards was a very popular feature on Casios in the 80s because they were loaded with preset songs, and you had a few options. You could either listen to the song and enjoy it through that nice cheesy 80s Casio keyboard sound, which really just reeked of cheese, or you could use the light indicators above the keys to learn how to play the melody. But again, they had a huge library of these ROM cards, and what's unique about mine though is mine comes a ROM card 551, okay, 551. Now, it's been over 20 years, but if I remember correctly, I think my PT-87 came with a ROM card, and for some reason I keep thinking it was ROM card 551 that came with my PT-87. And even on this card it says not for sale, but I'm pretty sure mine came with the card when I was younger, and I think it came with 551. Even on this card too, like a lot of them you'll see, they're in English. They have the title of the song and everything's in English. This is in English on the 551 card, but if you look underneath the English titles, it's also translated in Japanese. So mine came with a ROM card. Sometimes you can find them with these ROM cards, and if you do, a lot of times the ROM card won't work because there's corrosion that has built up on the contacts underneath it. That's what really shocked me about this one, because when I took the ROM card out, and to take these out you have to pull this metal latch back and then pull the whole ROM card out. What happens over the years is corrosion will usually build up on this strip as well as the strip inside the keyboard. But this is just beautiful. I mean, there is no corrosion, no dust or anything. And it leads me to believe that the person who had this keyboard probably played it just a few times, and that card has probably been sitting in that keyboard for 22 years, and it's probably the only one they had. Also, it was very common in the day to find this thing missing. The kids easily broke them off, they cracked them or whatever, but this has the original cover still on it. But a nice little find for $1, you know? And so I think I'm going to start looking back more at these thrift stores and see if I can start finding some more of these old vintage keyboards, and I'm going to start picking them up. But there you have it, Casio PT-87, released in 1987. I mean, you don't find them any better than this. To find this thing better than this in the condition that I have would be to find it with the original box, the original manual, and everything. But this thing is beautiful. I can't believe I found it in this condition. But thanks for watching. I just wanted to share that with everybody.